Hi guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It depends on where you are watching me from, where you are joining me from. Thank you so much for joining. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. If you're already a member, a subscriber, thank you also for the love and the support. All right, guys, it's been a long time and I really missed you guys. I'm so sorry. I've not dropped some video lately. I've been so busy and been caught up with a whole lot of things. But I'm glad everything is okay with me anyway. Everything is good. I'm blessed. I thank God for that. And as I always say, we're gonna hit on different kinds of topic, and very soon I'm gonna try to bring some people on live on my YouTube live, so we can have the topic over there, we can have the chat over there, because I've noticed doing it on TikTok live, it's so lovely to have people join in, doing it live together with them, that it's so easy for me to have a conversation with them, to ask questions and stuff, to bring their own opinion as the viewers are watching as well. So I'm probably going to start it on YouTube as well, and do the same thing over there. So very soon I'm going to be inviting other people to be joining the topic as well, to be joining the chat as well. And I'm so happy and so lucky that one of my my YouTube fan, somebody I follow already on YouTube, his name is Seth Echo. All right, he has great content, and his content are so is just wow. Okay, so subscribe to his channel. All right, it's Seth Echo EKOW. It is not my Echo, but it's spelled the same as mine. All right, I just use my husband's name to my name as well, but he said a call, subscribe to his channel, and he has already he requested for me for us to have this talk show live on his program, and I can't wait to do that. I'm so happy that you know people are getting to know me actually, and I'm really happy, and they appreciate what I'm doing. I'm so happy, and I can't wait for it. We're still planning towards it. Actually, he's still planning towards it, to figure out when we can make this work and possible. So guys, watch out for that as well, for our program, our collab together. All right, and now today we're going to talk about toxic relationship, toxic marriage. You guys know I always try to bring out the best, all right? And we learn from each other, we advise each other. As I always say, if there is any opinion, any comment, anything that I did not say, or I didn't remember to say, or I don't know, please just drop it in the comment below, all right? And let me watch it as well, let me read it as well, let us talk about it as well. Kindly do everything respectfully, okay? No disrespect over here. Kindly do it respectfully, and we're going to keep learning from each other. All right, so let us get to the topic. As I said, toxic relationship. Oh, why toxic relationship? Because it's exactly what is going on. There were a lot of relationship that is so toxic right now, marriages that is so toxic right now, and it's leading us, to places we don't want to be. It's leading us to doing things that we don't want to do. It's leading us to in becoming people we are not. And I've been, I went through, as you guys always know, I'm always ready with my inquiries. Before I try to talk about anything, I try to do my research as well, learn more about the topic, know more about it with my own experiences, people experiences. I just join everything together, and I just try to bring it out, and I really hope and pray that you guys will love it as well. All right, I pray you guys will love it as well. So toxic relationship, when we talk about toxic relationship, what is the meaning of toxic relationship? It's a relationship between two people that don't support each other, all right? Two people that undermine each other, that disrespect, that there is disrespect, there is competition in that relationship, all right? There is a conflict in that relationship. That is toxic, all right? Something that, it's like you can barely bear when you are inside, okay? That is toxic relationship, okay? That is what toxic relationship is. I hope you get the understanding from it. And when we talk about toxic relationship, guys, we have let me say symptoms that you can, things that you can notice actually, yeah, the symptoms that you can notice that you are in a toxic relationship. Okay, what actually made, my question right now is, what can really cause toxic relationship, or what actually makes a toxic relationship? So when you notice, how can you notice you're in a toxic relationship? It's when your partner starts to undermine you or cause harm intentionally to you. All right, they often have a reason for their acts or behavior. All right, your partner is when your partner starts to undermine you or cause harm to you intentionally. All right, so they know what they are doing to you, they know it can cause you harm, they know it can hurt you, or they want to degrade or undermine you. All right, or they, and most of the time they have a reason, you know why I'm saying, a reason for their behavior or their acts. When you notice something like that, all right, then you have to know that this is a toxic relationship. All right, this is not good. Okay, it is not good. It is not good for you. If there are children in, it is not good for the children. It is not good for the both of you, whether the man or the woman. It is not good. Okay, so we've explained about it, what a toxic relationship means, what can make a toxic relationship, or what can cause a toxic relationship. So there are symptoms of toxic relationship as well. So symptoms, what do I mean? Like things that can be prevailed in that relationship, things that can come out in that relationship that you will know, like, oh, God, I think I'm in a toxic relationship and that's not good for my health or anything. All right, so I'm gonna name, I've written a lot, you know, guys, I always write a lot. Okay, because sometimes when you are talking, you kind of forget what you want to say because you have a whole lot going on in your mind. You have a whole lot to talk about. So most of the time, I try to do everything step by step, write them down, and then we explain further. All right. So I wrote down some symptoms, a bunch of them actually, and I'm going to mention them and try to explain each and every one, or give you an example of each and every symptom that when you notice you are in such you having such symptom, then maybe you can notice that you are in a toxic relationship, which I mean, it is not, it's not good for you as well. All right. Okay, so we have unhappiness. Okay, that is one of the symptoms in a toxic relationship. Unhappiness, guys. I know you guys all understand what I mean by unhappiness. When you are not happy, when you're always sad. All right, sadness comes in as well. When there is sadness in that relationship, when there is unhappiness in that relationship, when there is anger and anxiety in that relationship. All right, when there is jealousy in that relationship, guys, jealousy can be good and it can be bad. I'm talking about the one that can be bad, as in really bad. Jealousy for no reason. Okay, you can be in a relationship which your husband or your partner can, be jealous of the fact that maybe like some guy will just come over, or a man will just come over, like, oh, I like you, he will be jealous, like, that's my woman, don't do that, in a gentle way, in a nice way. When the guy shows that kind of a thing, you have to know that, like, there is a jealousy somewhere, but it's a sign of a good jealousy, that, like, that person really, that kind of does care about you, and wants you for him alone or for her alone. Okay, but not the jealousy in the fact that, like, even if your brother talks to you or calls you, there is jealousy. This is absurd. All right, this is not normal. So when it comes to that kind of a thing, or when your neighbor talks to you or asks you a question, or if a random person, maybe you are walking on the street and a random person just asks you a question, maybe, and you try to answer, the guy will be jealous, or the girl will be jealous and start, creating dramas and series and whatever, and fights. Then it is no good. That kind of jealousy is what I'm talking about. That absurd, sorry for my very stupid jealousy, madness. That is what I'm talking about. That is the kind of jealousy. I'm not that healthy jealousy. That, like, I love my wife, I want my wife to be my own, and not that kind of jealousy, but this kind of jealousy. All right. And controlling behavior. When there is too much controlling behavior in that relationship, guys, I can explain that as well. Controlling behavior. You can be in a relationship, okay, or in a marriage, that your husband controls you, as in, let me put it this way, when you're going out, all right, when you're going out, he will ask you, where are you going? Or your wife can ask you, where are you going? Or your partner, whether male or female, he or she can ask you, where are you going? Or what time are you coming back? Or, oh, I'll come back this time, I'll be here. Or maybe when you are there or wherever you are, he or she can call you, oh, honey, or are you okay? When are you coming back? Have you eaten? That is a good control. The person is not controlling you. All right. When you are in such a relationship, the person is not controlling you. He or she just cares about you, about your well-being, about you, where you are, have you eaten. He or she just cares about you. But when I talk about toxic controlling, it's like, you've already told the person this is where you are going. Okay, you've already told the person this is where you're going. Yet that person will want to have a fight with you and try to deny the fact that you are not going there. Try to be calling you 24/7. Even when you tell the person you are here, he or she can say, oh, give it to this social person, let me call and let me check in that if it is true that the person is there. That kind of controlling behavior, that doesn't make sense. All right. But when you have a partner that, when you're going somewhere, oh, honey, the person asks you, when are you going? Where are you going? When are you coming back? That is not controlling. That person just cares about you. So, ladies, men, let's try to differentiate between this type of control. All right. When your husband or your wife does that to you, it doesn't mean your husband is controlling or your wife is controlling you. Okay. It just means the person just cares about your whereabouts, your well-being, everything. Okay. When he can call you just once, oh, hello honey, where are you, have you eaten? It's a normal thing. All right, it's a good and a normal thing. It's a healthy thing to do. But this is a fact that, like, even if you are with your mom, he or she will kind of and start trying to accuse you, assume things, assumption will pop in. That kind of a controlling, that is so not right. It is not good. Disrespect, there is no respect. All right, there is no respect towards you. If it is the man does not respect you whatsoever. If it is the woman does not respect you whatsoever. That is also not good. He or she can verbally abuse you, maltreat you, beat you up, disgrace you publicly, won't defend you when people start talking about you. Instead of him or she defending you, he or she would rather join them to disrespect you, diss you. Then you have to know where you are. All right. Lack of support. When I say lack of support, what do I mean? He or she does not support anything you do. Let's say you are a woman and you have this business that you can do. As your husband, you're expecting your husband to support your business, to help you, encourage you in what you are doing. He will not support you, or she will not support what you are doing. All right, lack of support. He or she will not support what you are doing. Okay, that is like he gets either jealous about you or angry and try to mess up what you're also trying to build that will actually benefit the family or benefit the both of you. Okay, but he will make sure he destroy or she destroys it. Okay, lack of support. Okay, you have to know that there is a red flag. Okay, when you have all these things I'm mentioning. Dishonesty. Okay, what do I mean by dishonesty? Dishonesty is like making lies just so you won't be with that partner. All right, dishonesty. Sometimes that person can just create a lie, just tell you, oh, I'm going to see a friend. No, he or she is not going to see a friend. He just want to create something, say something, so he or she will just disappear from you. All right, without no good reason or nothing. Dishonesty. Okay, resentment, like hatred. All right, always holding grudges inside them. There is no forgiveness. All right, lack of forgiveness, always holding grudge inside them. When something happened today, instead of that person to forgive you, that person can say, your partner can say, oh, I've forgiven you. But the next day, or maybe in 2 weeks time, or maybe in a month time, when something else totally happened, he or she will just come back and refer everything that happened again, and there will be hate. It's like that person just hates you or resents you. There is no forgiveness. There's holding every grudge in him or her. There is a red flag there. All right, if you know you are in such thing, there is a red flag there. Negative financial behavior. What do I mean by negative financial behavior? He doesn't support you financially, or she doesn't support you financially, and even if you are the one doing it, let's say the woman, you are the one doing it, he will just spend all the money, misuse the money, or either vice versa. If the man is the one, the woman will just misuse the money, spend all the money without no care, regardless of how you're suffering to build up a family, or how you're suffering to, make things work between the two of you. He or she just don't care. All right, it doesn't just care about those things. All right. Toxic communication. What do I mean by toxic communication? When I say toxic communication, I mean critics, degrading, verbal abuse, all right, calling you stupid, calling you bastard, calling you a prostitute, calling you all sorts of disgusting names, or it's telling you some things you are not, just to bring you down, just to kill your soul, just to degrade you, to criticize you, and for him to get the upper hand of you, or on you, and control you. That is toxic communication. Ladies, if you are in such relationship, trust me, there is a red flag. Men, if you are in such relationship, there is a red flag. Your partner is not supposed to abuse you like that. Okay, no matter what happens, he or she has to talk to you in a respectful manner. If he or she truly loves you, he shouldn't or she shouldn't disrespect you. Try to use words that can kill your soul. What we mostly forget is that using words can be a trauma to your partner. Hurtful words, harsh words. Words are things you cannot just wipe off. When the moment you just drop it, it starts breathing like something. All right? It starts breathing like something, and you cannot wipe it off. The moment you drop it, you've dropped it, and you cannot clean it. You cannot change your lips. Even when you say sorry, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't go anywhere. You've already degraded the person. You've already disgraced the person. You've already insulted the person. And mostly, imagine you having a child for this man, and this man always insulting you. I mean, if you were a man and this woman is doing that to you, how would you feel? Okay? Men, don't do that to your woman. Okay? Do not do that to your woman. Do not call them names. A woman that you sleep with, you will end up coming back to have sex with this same woman, and this is the same woman you would abuse, you would degrade as if she is nothing. I mean, come on, that is so unfair. And you expect that woman to be happy and open her legs for you to sleep with her as a husband. I mean, come on, that is so not good. And the woman as well, do not do that to your husband as well. Don't degrade your husband and still want your husband to love and cherish you and adore you. It is not done as well. It is not done. It goes to your partner as well. If you're in a courting and you are in a boyfriend girlfriend thing, it's the same thing. Do not do that. All right. So it's really not good. If you're in such, then you have to know that there is a red flag there in that relationship or in that marriage. Constant stress. There is no joy. There is no happiness. Everyday fights, each and every blessed day. There is no happiness. It's like within a week, you can quarrel, let's say, 5 days in a week, and maybe two, a day. If I say a week, I'm talking about, let's say, Monday to Sunday. Let's say Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, you'll be quarreling. It will be fight, and just one day peace, and then it starts all over again. You get stressed, you get frustrated, you get depressed, and you have to know that you're in a toxic relationship when it's like that. There can never be peace. You guys cannot just sit down for you to talk about things and just moved on and forget about it, say sorry to each other. It's like it never works in that relationship. It never works. There is always one person that wants to be the leader. There is always one person that wants to say, yeah, I am right. Guys, ladies, nobody is right in a relationship. Before somebody will react on something, that means there was something wrong somewhere. All right. So we shouldn't always put the blame on one person. We shouldn't always put the blame on one person. Before somebody, as I repeat, before somebody will react on something, that means there was a red flag somewhere. That is the reason why the person reacts react or reacted on such thing. All right. So when something happened in a relationship, let's try to have this peace. Sit down as mature people, talk about your differences, talk about your pains, your hurts. Okay, listen to each other, accept what the lady is telling you as the man, and accept what what the man is telling you as the lady, or as the wife, or as the husband. Accept that thing, apologize to each other, make peace, move on with joy and happiness. If not, there will be always arguments, and when the argument comes, depression follows, frustration follows, stress follows. That's when I say constant stress. All right. Lost relationships. What do I mean by lost relationship? You stop spending time with your families when you're in toxic relationship. It can really stop you from spending time with your family, with your friends. It's not like that is what you want to do, but you just do that to avoid conflict in your relationship, which it is not right. Which is clearly not right. Why should you stop talking to your family just because the man you are with doesn't like it? Why? Toxic relationship can isolate you from your own friends, from your mother, from your father, from your brothers, from your sisters, from your friends. Toxic relationship, it can isolate you from it. And you do that not because you love doing that, or you don't want to talk to your brothers or your family or your mom or your brother or your mother or your father or your friends, but you do that just to avoid conflicts with your man or with your woman. You just do that to avoid, so you will bring peace. Why should you cry and bring peace in your marriage? And at the end of the day, this person you are doing all these things to doesn't even appreciate it. He or she wouldn't even appreciate your efforts you are doing. That you're trying to even avoid everybody who cares so much about you, who love you, who adores you. You are trying to isolate them, stay away from them just to be with this one partner who doesn't even care about any little thing you do, doesn't even appreciate what you are doing. You have to know you're in a toxic relationship, and that is bad. You are not supposed to leave your family because of a man. You are not supposed to leave your family or your friends or your dear ones because of a woman as well. So when it gets to that point, you have to know there are some issues, there are some scenarios that the man or your husband can say, oh, maybe this particular friend is a bad friend, and of which you yourself is a bad friend, that cannot help you. Yes, that understand, my dear. Please, when it's like that, listen to your husband, okay, or listen to your wife. Okay, when your wife notices this particular friend you are talking to is not helping you and is bringing problems into your marriage or your relationship that can cause harm, man, if the woman is saying that, listen to her. And a woman, if the man is saying that, listen to him as well. Okay, but that is a different story. This is this is something that these people would never cause harm in that relationship, yet you are trying to avoid them because maybe the man will start accusing you that maybe you are even sleeping with your. Can you believe somebody can just accuse you of sleeping with your own brother when you are in a toxic relationship? The person can accuse you in sleeping with your own brother just to have his own selfish desire, just to leave you and go. He will want to frustrate you, degrade you, and make you feel like you're worthless and nothing, just because he is the one doing that. All right. So when you notice you've gotten to the point that you can't even talk to your own brother, you can't even talk to your own mother, your sister, your siblings, your friends, you have to know that there is a red flag somewhere. All right. There is a red flag somewhere. Okay. Lack of self-care. Okay, it can get to lack of self-care. What do I mean by lack of self-care? You forget to even take care of yourself. Okay, you don't, because you've been hearing all those negative things in your mind, you start to feel like, oh, worth nothing. My dear, never let a woman make you feel that way. Never ever let a man to make you feel that way. You are worth more than gold. You are created perfectly, precious in God's own image. Never let a man make you feel that way in his own, for just to undermine you and control you and, try to overcome you, overpower you. No, You are worth more than gold. You are precious. You are a precious creation of God. And that is what you have to know. Okay, so when you can't, you get to the point that you can't even take care of yourself. You start to grow lean. You forget about yourself as if that, this world is coming to an end. Then you have to know that there is a red flag somewhere in that relationship. Okay. Happiness for a change. Okay. Happiness for a change. What do I mean by happiness for a change? Sometimes you'll be in a toxic relationship, and instead of you to go, you wouldn't go. You know why? Because you think, you see the potential in that person, and you'll be like, oh, one day he is gonna change, or one day she is gonna change. Because you, as the person, that victim in that relationship, that toxic relationship, see a potential in this partner of yours, okay? And you always think like, oh, she's going to change one day because I know this is how he is, or this is how he can be, or this is how she is, and this is how she can be. So you just want to change, you just want to try to kind of, make yourself happy, build some kind of happiness around you, which is not there. All right, because all because you think that person can change, of which it is just not right. All right, so guys, these are some of the symptoms. I've mentioned a lot. There are even more. I've just mentioned some few of them. And if you notice all the things that I mentioned, you are not, you are noticing most of them in your relationship, guys, then you have to know there is a red flag somewhere in that relationship. Okay, so finally, what I'm gonna say for us to end it is, you know what, it can be very frustrating to think you'd never find true love, or that you may have had it in the past but let it slip by. All right, never think like that. Never think, because of what you've been through, you cannot have true love. All right, never think that way. But remember that finding the right kind of love takes time and patience, and requires you to be in a good place in your own life. All right, in your own life, before you can enter into another relationship with somebody. All right, I hope you you get what I'm trying to say. We always remember that finding the right kind of love, it takes time. It really does take time. It takes patience, my dear. It really takes patience, and it takes the grace of God. And that is why you need God inside. All right, you need God to help you. You need to pray as well. And when you pray and when you seek God, when you cry unto him, my dear, trust me, he will be there and he will answer you, and he's going to bring you that woman that you deserve, that is good for you, that is perfect for you, or that man that you deserve, that will appreciate and adore you and love you and treat you as a queen. All right, so think about that as well. Think of building a relationship like building a house. Okay, you need to create a foundation before you work on the rest of the house, and you need to continue to maintain it even if it's being built. Okay, so this is when you've what I'm saying right now is when you've gotten out of the toxic relationship, and maybe you want to find a new love, or you are already inside. You always have to think that this relationship is like building a house. You need a foundation. You need to create it, and you have to work towards it. You have to work on the rest of the house. That is how you have to build your relationship. When you get the foundation, when you create it, you need to build it. You need to work towards it. You cannot just sit down and say you're not doing nothing. You have to work towards it. That is marriage as well. All right, that is a relationship as well. You have a relationship in your marriage. Okay, you need to build it up, and it takes time to learn who you are as an individual before you enter into a partnership with someone else. So try to learn yourself. Try to learn about who you are. Give yourself time. Concentrate on yourself. Focus on yourself. If you leave somebody because of toxic relationship, and if you need maybe 2 months or 3 months or a year, 6 months to focus on yourself, do it. All right, forget about every man if you are a woman. Forget about every woman then if you are a man as well. And focus, concentrate on your life. Think about the individual self. Okay, who you are, what you want to be, how you worth. Think about your worth. Mostly as a woman, value yourself before you can enter into another relationship with somebody else. If not, you end up being in the same position, in the same place again. Okay, So when you allow yourself to be in that relationship, that is not good for you. Whether your partner is cheating, abusive, disrespectful, or you simply don't have the right connection with them, you're sending yourself the message that better love does not exist for you. You see? You'll be sending yourself a message that better love does not exist for you, because when you allow yourself to be in a relationship that is not good for you, you will start to think like there is no proper love for me. Like there is nobody who can love me better. There is nobody who can adore me. There is nobody who can treat me well. As a man that I am, that can appreciate me, or as a woman that I am, that will value me and know my worth. That is what you will think when you end up in a relationship that is no good for you. So, try to focus, as I said. Take your time, learn, focus on God, focus on your life, give yourself time. 2 months, 1 month. If it's 2 months that can work for you, let it work for you. But give that 2 months of yourself. If it is a year, let that year come. If it's 6 months, let it come. And when it comes, when you enter into a new relationship, you will enjoy that relationship, because you've known where you are coming from. You've made the mistakes, you've experienced, you've come out of it, you've learned. Do you get it? So you know yourself better and you know who you're worth. Okay? But only your partner can fix their own flaws. Never think you can fix it for them. Okay? Never think, when you are in a toxic relationship and you are the victim, never think you can fix their flaws for them. All right? Never think you can fix their flaws for them. It's only them. They can fix it themselves. It's up to you to be the best version of yourself. All right? And it's up to them to want to do the same. So if they don't want to do the same, it cannot work. You have to be the better version of yourself, and they have to do the same. That is the only way it can work. All right? That is the only way it can work. If not, it can never, ever work. And, the most important thing you can do is to focus on becoming the best version of yourself, as I said. So when the right person comes along who values you for who you are, it will be worth it, right? Finally, remember, the world has endless possibilities, because God, all right, made it possible. God made it so. This world has endless possibilities. So know that there is always, the impossible. What you think is impossible, it is possible for God to do. So never give up, even when you come out from a toxic relationship. Never let it ruin you. Never let it bring you down. Be strong if you are a woman. Be strong if you are a man. And know that you are worth more than gold. Know that you are precious, all right? And you can make it. All right, when God is there, you can make it. And God would, when you pray to God and when you ask Him, when you cry unto Him, oh my dear, He will deliver, He will answer, He will heal you from your pains. All right, so don't ever force yourself to stay in a relationship that is unhealthy. Do not ever in your life force yourself to stay in a relationship that is unhealthy. Love, my dear, love should never cost your peace, your joy, your happiness. All right? Love should never cost your peace, your joy, and your happiness. If there is more negativity in that situation than positivity, then you have to know something needs to be changed. All right? If there is more negativity than positivity in that relationship, you need to know that something needs to be changed. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today on our topic, toxic relationship. I hope you guys enjoyed it today. I hope you've learned a lot from it. If there is something I forgot to say, as I always say, just drop it in the comment below. Let's talk about it. Let's get our opinions about it, and let's learn. All right. Thank you so much for joining. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed morning, blessed afternoon, blessed evening, blessed night. God be with you, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Love you all. Bye-bye.